Today I'm reading Queen of the Hanukkah Dosas by Pamela Ehrenberg and pictures by Anjan Sarkar. It wasn't that I didn't want my little sister, Sadie, to help us make dosas for Hanukkah. The problem was she climbed it too much. I explained this to my mom on Thursday. I explained it to my dad on Friday. I explained this to my amma on Saturday. By Sunday, Hanukkah was almost here. When my family picked me up from Hebrew school, my mom smiled the whole way to Little India Market. I'm pretty sure I've never seen anyone from Hebrew school at the Indian market. And I'm almost positive I've never seen anyone from the market dropping off kids at Hebrew school. But I'm absolutely 100% confident I've never seen anyone from either place climb as much as Sadie does. Couldn't she have stayed home? I asked. But nobody answered. We scooped up 3 kinds of dal from the bulk food bins. I had just placed a sack of rice in our cart when I heard Sadie yell, "Up! Up!" I turned around in time to see her climb up a pyramid of coconut milk. Cans rolled everywhere. "Come down, Sadie," said Amma. But Sadie didn't move. The little kids at Hebrew school had been practicing the dreidel song, and I guess the tune was stuck in my head. Without thinking about it, I started to sing very softly. I had a little dosa, I made it out of dal. A big grin spread across Sadie's face, and amazingly, she climbed down. At home, the dal and rice had to soak for a long time. Sadie insisted on wearing her dreidel costume while we wrapped Hanukkah gifts and strung paper dreidels in the window. Making Indian food that my mom ate as a kid for a Jewish holiday that my dad grew up with, that was a lucky combination. But what felt even luckier was the house was still standing after a whole afternoon with Sadie. When the rice and dal were ready, we pulverized them in the grinder. "Up, up," yelled Sadie, climbing onto the counter to push the buttons. "Come down, Sadie," said Mom. But Sadie stayed where she was. Was there a chance the song could work again? Just in case, I started to sing very softly. I had a little dosa, I made it out of dal. Sure enough, Sadie grinned and climbed down. Finally, I added just a little salt. "Up, up," yelled Sadie, climbing onto the bench and knocking the salt out of my hands. "Come down, Sadie," said Dad. But the smiling Sadie stayed put. Now I was an expert. I could handle this. One more time, I sang very softly. I had a little dosa, I made it out of dal. This time Sadie giggled when she climbed down. Monday afternoon, we all rushed home from school and work. It was time to make the dosas. Just like the Maccabees, Mom rubbed oil in a pan called a tava, where we cooked the dosas. When my mom lit the stove, the flame burned as brightly as I imagined the temple light burning all those years ago. The dosa sizzled in the coconut oil, and our whole house smelled like Hanukkah. Amma turned off the stove, put the last batch of dosas in the still warm oven, and went upstairs for a nap. Just then our cousins arrived to celebrate the first night of Hanukkah with us. Mom and Dad and Sadie ran outside to say hello. I followed them outside and almost didn't notice when the door clicked shut behind me. Uh-oh. Mom jiggled the doorknob. Who's got the key? Called Dad. I pressed the doorbell over and over, even though we all knew it was broken. My cousins banged on the door, but Amma didn't hear us. Up, up, yelled Sadie. We ignored her and stared at the doorknob. I imagined the bowls of sambar on the dining room table, ready for us to dip our dosas into. I could even smell the dosas through the kitchen window, which Amma had opened to let out the heat. Up, up, yelled Sadie again. This time we looked at her. I was too big to fit through the window, but without her dreidel costume, Sadie had a chance. Quicker than rolling cans of coconut, I helped Sadie out of her costume. Speedier than soaring lentils, Dad boosted her up to the window. And faster than flying fenugreek, Sadie climbed inside, with Mom holding her legs. She landed on the kitchen table and waved at us. Let us in, Sadie, said my cousins. Or at least wake up your grandma, said my aunt. But Sadie stayed where she was. Would my trick work with an audience this big? I was ready to try. I started the song. I had a little dosa, I made it out of dal. But this time Sadie didn't climb down. Instead, she grinned and clapped her hands and kept looking at me, waiting for more. If only I'd known what else to sing, but it was hard to think with the smell of dosas making me super hungry. I imagined gobbling up 100 dosas, then filling my plate with more. Suddenly, I knew how to end the song. I sang, it tasted very yummy. I had to eat it all. Sadie burst out laughing. Then she climbed down and opened the door for us. Everyone rushed inside. Mom went upstairs to wake up Amma. My aunt took the dosas out of the oven, while my cousins and I put candles in the Hanukkah menorah. Up, up, yelled Sadie. Dad lifted Sadie, queen of the Hanukkah dosas, onto his shoulders as Mom and Amma came downstairs. It's a good thing she's such a great climber, I said. I always knew her climbing would come in handy. Mom's eyes shone as brightly as the candles. Dad said, I wonder if Judah Maccabee's big brother was surprised when he turned out to be useful. I grinned as I piled dosas on my plate, filled a cup with mango lassi, and ran to join my cousins.